there's 3 specific cases that come to mind in terms of the client coming in with a specific story of what they thought they wanted to work on. And then in partnering together, we realized that actually that was a symptom of the problem, and the problem lied elsewhere. Starting with the first client, she was one of the co-founders in an international startup with a very busy life. She loved her profession, and she realized that she wanted to continue getting ahead, and she wanted to write her book and lots of other exciting things. But in the process, instead of thinking on how do I keep getting higher and higher and promotions are the path to success, we first of all, I asked her to show me how she spent her time. And in using the data-driven approach, we realized she was only sleeping 4 hours a day. Then the second part that we realized was that she was spending absolutely no time with family or friends. She was feeling very challenged in being by herself. And yes, she thought that the answer was, I need to work more. So our solution together became not how do I keep climbing up the way that I've been climbing, but rather, how could she sleep more? So we decided that instead of sleeping for 4 hours, we came up with a different plan. We came up with a plan for social connections. That was the second part. And then the third part was diagnosing that she was on a path to burnout, which was neither going to be good for the organization or for her, and how she could take different steps. And what she realized, even though she didn't believe me when I said, if you work less, but you work differently, and you take breaks, and you go outside for X, Y, and Z, and you read these books and you journal, you will actually be more effective as a leader. And she wanted to prove me wrong. So she said, fine, I'll accept the invitation to do the practices that you're inviting me to, but there is no way this is working. You don't understand the company we're in. And now she is continuing to rise. It doesn't mean that it's another promotion, but she is feeling significantly better in the value that she's contributing. She's reconnected with her community and her family and friends. And just overall, her satisfaction with life is significantly different than where it was. And she's more effective as a leader because that's what leadership means, to take care of yourself holistically. So that's the first story. The second story also came from a very hyperachieving leader at Google. And she also decided that she had to get that next promotion. And in order to get that next promotion, the path was to accept as many projects as possible, say yes as much as possible, be as visible as possible. And again, as a very opinionated coach, I'll own it. I'm an opinionated coach. I will say, why do you think that way? I will challenge you. I will push you. And I challenged her and I said, are you sure this is the right path to go forward? What is your brand? How are you being perceived? Are you the person that says yes and is dropping the balls? If legacy matters, and quality work is what matters to you, you are not able to do quality work anymore. And I was able to showcase to her with a couple of different places on how the balls were getting dropped. And more was not necessarily best. So we came up with a plan where she was going to go to her leader and say, this is what's next for me. I'm very ambitious. And I understand what is important to the organization. And I want to be of service to you. Help me prioritize so I can support you and support the company and the organization. And funny enough, the more she started saying no, 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 for the purpose of yes, 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 now she was able to get one of the highest ratings at Google that very few people are able to get, and get told that she is on a promotion trajectory, which again, in this time constraint, not a lot of people are in that trajectory. And she was very surprised because it meant saying no so that she could deliver quality work on the things that matter. And then the third story that I'm just really excited about, it was another leader. He was leading 400 people in his organization, and he really wanted to take things to the next level. In this case, it wasn't necessarily a promotion, but he believed that he was already operating at the next level and wasn't sure why his career was not accelerated. In working together, we diagnosed that where he was would not support that growth. He didn't have the right scope, didn't have the right challenge, didn't have the right team. The second part that we discovered in working together was that his approach of whatever job is available, I will interview and I will see if I can get it. That didn't work either. He wasn't showing up at his best. He was just showing up as another person that was running away from something rather than running to it. So we came up with the idea that was pretty challenging of let's apply for a level up. effectively seeking a promotion and interviewing with other people that were a level above him. But because his fire and his passion and his energy were right there in showing that he could do it, then he had the history of showing that he had been able to do it with his 400 plus person team that he had been leading. And then thirdly, we worked together on the inner critic, in realizing that sometimes he was showing up with his hyper-rational part and folks didn't feel that he was connecting emotionally. So we worked on connecting not just the mind, but with the heart, with the body, and the soul. And the way that he showed up was as someone experienced, someone that had the passion and the fire, someone that could do it and would do it, and someone for whom legacy was very important. And he has now gotten the role, and he's thriving in that role with the new team. So those are the 3 success stories that I'm very excited about.